And why not you? Don't you deserve happiness, wealth, health, love, fulfillment, satisfaction? You bet you do. But I have a confession before I share with you exactly how you can bring all that about. I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan. I'm a parrot head. In fact, I'm a spiritualist parrot head preacher. That's one heck of a combination. But my favorite song by Jimmy Buffett is He Went to Paris. And in that song, he describes a young man who was young and oppressive, looking for answers that bothered him so, looking to save the world on his own. And most people I know who are on spiritual quests are very similar to our young friend from Paris, looking for those answers to questions that bother you so. That definitely described me. In that song, Jimmy Buffett recreated that internal struggle I've experienced most of my life until I found a system that's simple and works to help me find those answers. In this video today, I'm going to share that simple system and see if help you see if spiritualism is right for you, the right answer, the right choice. Hi, I'm T.S. Hall, the Stoic Medium, and I help old souls, empaths, and highly sensitive people find the answers they're looking for on their spiritual quest this lifetime, this go-around. And I do this by teaching the psychic and healing arts in the context of spiritualism as a philosophy, not a religion. If this sounds good to you, if it sounds true, if you're on a spiritual quest and you think this may just be the answers you're looking for, then subscribe so you don't miss one of our spiritual lessons we share once a week or so. All right. If you're like me, you're on a quest too. You're looking for answers. You're trying to find something that makes sense, that rings true, that feels right within you. Something that helps you quiet that energy inside of you, quiet that emotion, calm that part of you that just doesn't agree with how the world's working, the way it's going, all the chaos around you. But if you're also like me, most of the things you've encountered, most of the things you try just don't work. There's a flaw in there somewhere. People don't seem to be practicing what they preach. They preach a good game. They talk very well. But something's not quite right. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about spiritualism as a philosophy, not your grandma's spiritualist church that's Bible-based, Christianity-oriented, but a philosophy that spirit, the part of you that lives after you die, has all the answers. But all those answers are hidden behind a veil of delusion, a blind spot, if you will, by our human nature, our human wiring, our human experience. You see, we were trained from the moment we entered this world until now, how to survive, and how to survive within our tribe or tribes, the people who raised us, our schools, our religions, all trained us what we have to do to survive and thrive within that tribe. So we created these personal spiritual truths, these personal life experiences that helped us survive and thrive within that tribal culture. But here's the problem that always bothered me. So I happen to be trained as an engineer. I happen to be someone who relishes logic and rational thinking. And spiritualist minister? Dude, no wonder you're so messed up. Indeed. But here's the part I want you to really think about, to really comprehend, to really quiet your mind and consciously feel beyond these delusional veils, whether or not it makes sense. You see, from time to time, we've all had an opportunity to hear someone call our name, or we wake up at night and see some shadowy figure standing next to our bed, or we've had an intuition when we met someone that, man, this person is interesting, or, ooh, get the heck out of Dodge on this one. We've all had indirect, random access to our spirit self, our spiritual knowing, our awareness. And these are the doors, the portals that help us open the spiritual eyes of our soul the moment we can do so on command, and we can access the spiritual, energetic part of ourselves. The part that sees the future before it shows up. As soon as we learn to access that on command reliably, the world as we know it changes, it transforms, it becomes different. And that's the spiritualism I teach. That's the spiritualism we teach at Spirit360 Fellowship. I can't give you all the answers right now, but I can ask you to do this. Take a deep breath in. As you let it out, quiet your mind. Go to that place of thinking tranquility, quiet receptivity, a place I like to call the eye of the storm. And see for yourself if what I'm saying rings true, if it feels right. See, most old souls, and an old soul is someone who's had 20, 25, 30 lifetimes, and they are beginning to see how the world works, both physically and spiritually. They have questions that the local church can't answer. Does it feel right? Does it ring true? The question then becomes, if it does, how do you develop that on command when you need it most? How do you walk your path with awareness and knowing? How do you live a life of creating and accepting and expecting miracles? How do you convert your thoughts to things quickly? How do you beget good karma? Karma that helps you bring about your desires, your wants, your needs effortlessly. That's the promise of the spiritual path. Accessing it is simple, but not at all easy, because you have to do the one thing that most of us are not willing to do. And that's look beyond our blind spots to see what's really there. We have to accept parts of ourselves that we'd rather not look at. And we have to realize that there's nothing outside of ourselves that will really harm us or save us. Sure, you can have physical pain. You can have emotional suffering. But awareness helps you avoid those physical accidents, those times when we step on landmines of our own making, when we trusted someone we knew we really shouldn't have, when we allow ourselves to have our physical instincts override our spiritual intuitive knowing, because that's what feels right. That's what we've always done. That's what we have to do to make others happy. You see, that's the key for me, and the reason our friend who went to Paris hit me so hard and touched me every time I hear that song. I confess, I get a little tear. Because at the end of that song, he was talking to Jimmy Buffett, and he says, yeah, his life, he was 80 years old, and he was sitting in the islands, fishing the pylons, drinking his green label every day. And he said, yeah, I've had a good life all the way. Some of it was magic, some of it was tragic. But that was his life. And that's what we incarnated here, this go-around, to bring about, is this life. My job is to help you transform, help you shift from seeing everything exclusively through your physical eyes, to help you open the spiritual eyes of your soul, to help you see things as they really are, hear what's really being said, understand life's bigger questions, all in service of the golden rule, opening your heart that you may give and receive love freely. Specifically to receive love freely, because too many people I know who are old souls, who are highly sensitive people, who are empaths, we give love, wow, we give the best love. But we really don't do so freely, because we do it with an expectation that we will be loved in return, or whatever your particular variation of that is. And if that's you, if you're really looking for answers, and you're feeling, and that was the hardest word I've ever had to embrace in my life, being an engineer, is really allow the feeling to dictate what we believe, what we're going to do next, what's right for us, and learn to discern that feeling as spiritual or instinctual. There's a very fine line. Or what you can do is you can continue down the path you're on, knocking on different doors, walking into different places, reading different books, watching different videos, and never develop the real skills of the psychic and healing arts that will help you learn to meet the person within you, that spiritual part of you that you know is there, just not when you need it, and especially not when you need it most. Because our delusions drive one emotion that block all of our access to spirituality, our psychic abilities, our ability to be well and heal. And that emotion is fear. And too many times from our tribal truths, we're given an experience of fear, because if we don't go along, if we don't do the right thing, if we make a mistake, there's a threat, a problem. We're punished. At some point, we reach a majority. We're old enough to make our own decisions. So even though society or our tribes don't punish us, our objective reality becomes that we have to punish ourselves. We have to hold ourselves back. We have to thwart our intentions. We have to play the game by a set of rules that we inherited, we adopted, that are real for us. But that's the blind spot, is it not? That there is some formula. There is some class that you can take. There is some book you can read. There is some prayer you can say that will solve all your problems. But all your problems can only be solved one way. And that way is unique to you. And as you begin to open your awareness, open the spiritual eyes of your soul, and allow yourself to truly access your spirit, your intuition, your higher self, if you will, that God self within, whatever you relate to. When you meet that part of yourself daily and have direct access to it on command, not only do your solutions change, but it reframes your problems and allows you to map a path, a course, if you will, from where you are to where you want to be. With each step taken effortlessly with practice and over time. At first, it's a great deal of effort. But you reach this Zen-like state of effortless effort, where indeed you have complete control over your experience of life. Again, if this feels right, if it rings true, see for yourself if spiritualism as a philosophy makes sense to you, if it feels right. If it doesn't, if nothing I'm saying is ringing true, continue on your path, enjoy, go with my blessings. If it does, though, see how allowing yourself to develop tangible, real, displayable, on-command psychic and healing abilities provide you direct access to your spirit guides and teachers, your God self. You can get your invite to join us at Spirit360.org. And the invite is to our online Spiritualist Church services that are live via Zoom. We meditate, we heal, we give messages, and I answer your questions. If that feels right, if it makes sense, go ahead, visit us at Spirit360.org. I'll see you at our 7:30 or 10:30 Pacific Time Sunday services. If this makes sense, if you have any questions, buts, if you have a favorite Jimmy Buffett song, leave it in the comments below. Give us a like, a thumbs up, share this with someone you know who may be interested in finding out the spiritual answers. The last thing for me to say about what we're up to here at Spirit360 Fellowship, what my ministry is about, is this not about perfection. Lord knows I deal with that all the time. You should see all the bloopers I have on trying to record just these simple things. And it's only when I forget about the pretense of perfection and allow myself to be here connected with you that it feels right. Lord, it's not perfect. If you're wanting something perfect, this isn't the place for you. If you're looking to do some hard work and get the answers and find a path spiritually, spiritualism may be it for you. If not, I bless you and leave you with that. And until next time, I remind you that spiritual is as spiritual does.